Alright, much Abrew time. Playing some blue-green ramp in standard. And we can't... Oh man, this hand is close. We're gonna... Oh man, I'm greedy. We're on the draw. We're gonna try it. We get to... hopefully draw green mana. I mean, basically, this is exactly the draw we want, except we don't have green mana. Hissing Quagmire for our opponent. Well, Island, go. Opponent did some significant mulliganing. Well, here's a swamp for our opponent. Island, go. Forest. And Tireless Tracker. Well, are we going to get punished for this keep? Kind of looking like maybe. Whew! At the last second, green mana comes through. This does throw us off curve a bit, but we still found green mana. Pass the turn. There's a Blooming Marsh for our opponent. And Rishkar. Put some counters on the tracker. And gets in for 4. Well, we get an island, so let's just play Hedron Archive. That was actually a pretty good draw, because it means we get to fog if something goes really wrong. Opponent. Alright, let's fog anyway. I think this is wise. So basically gain 7. Sylvan Advocate. Well, if things go well, I think we just Nissa's Renewal, Ulamog win. Yeah, well, Nissa's Renewal. Puts us up to 23. Gets us a bunch more lands. We'll take all green. We already got a lot of blue. Pass the turn. And that puts us to 10 if Captive lives. For the win next turn? Well, for Ulamog next turn. And Ulamog usually leads to the win. Opponent gets in with everything. We take it. It is a big hit. Down to 14. Cracks the Vessel. Gets what? Sylvan Advocate? Oh, gets a Verdurous Gearhulk. Alright. Well, I think this all goes for naught since we have an Ulamog. And Ulamog's very good. And we'll leave Rishkar. We actually have 2 Ulamogs. So we can do this all again next turn if we want to. Oh, Blossoming Defense! Oh, my god. Well, that's not great. Thankfully, that means our opponent can't deal with Ulamog, so I think we're still okay, but that was a little annoying. Opponent can Gearhulk. Alright, there's a land. Last card's Gearhulk. I mean, our opponent sort of survived the first Ulamog, but I think the second one's going to do him in. This deck! Oh, this deck actually seems very strong. Here comes Verdurous. Counters on the Verdurous, makes it an 8/8. Oh man, this second one's going to be brutal. Well, attack with Ulamog. Exile 20. Opponent, yeah, pretty typical green-black Delirium. Opponent takes it. Oh boy. Well, I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry. We drew both of them. I'm pretty sure this leads to the concession. Get Gearhulk. Get Tracker. Opponent says, ah! Yep. That is a good reaction to the second Ulamog. And I don't know what main deck outs they have to that. Cracks a clue. Good choice of a thing to do when you don't know what to do. Cracks another one. Well, our opponent did a bunch of mulliganing, so it'll be interesting in Game 2 when our opponent's more full strength to see how this matchup goes. So, green-black Delirium. What do we want? Sensor's pretty bad on the draw. Maybe it's still okay-ish, but we can go down the Sensors. And what do we go up? I mean, we could just bring in the Fogs and so forth. That's how we've been sideboarding against aggro. Is it worth it against green-black Delirium as well? We could also try to play a more card advantage game. With trackers, maybe metallurgic summonings, Kefnet, more resilient stuff. Well, let's bring in the second Crush. Metallurgic summonings, Kefnet, and Tireless Tracker? I don't know, this is a weird sideboarding plan. But I think we're going to try it. Let's see what it's like going big. We haven't really tried that with this deck yet. On to game 2. Opponent has returned. And we'll keep this hand. So, Lumbering Falls. Goo. And there's a Winding Constrictor. That is annoying, and we don't have a way to deal with it yet. Good news is we do have ramp on turn 4, so we're looking at Tracker into Hedron Archive. Hopefully Nissa's Renewal. There's Advocate. Opponent passes. A Fog is helpful. Well, let's play Tracker. Pass the turn. Hopefully it lives. Actually, maybe we just gotta block with it on the Snake. I think we do if they attack. I mean, we gotta draw 7 in hand. So I think we just want to keep our life total high. There's Blossoming Defense. Alright. Well, we got it out of our opponent's hand. And opponent who misses land drop passes. That is not where you want to be against our deck. There's Hedron Archive. Pass the turn. Do they have artifact removal? I don't even know. This is a weird deck as far as artifact removal. Is it even worth bringing in artifact removal just to get Hedron Archive, which you can even sack? Here comes the beats. Down to 12. Well, let's just Nissa's Renewal. Island, Island, Forest. Back up to 19. Pass the turn. So now we're looking at... We do have a Fog. Oh, opponent got land number 5. That means Verdurous Gearhulk could be coming down. Gunti is interesting. If they get an Ulamog off that, oy, that would be very bad for us. Winding Constrictor does not look very good this match. Opponent gets in. 4-4. Back down to 15. Alright. We get a Vitalist. We'll play an Island. Vitalist. Vitalist. Pass the turn. At least we're kind of protected from a Gearhulk at the moment. Kills a Vitalist. Yep, fine. Can't really fight that. Oh boy, kills both Vitalists. Ballista X1. Let's commit that. And we are going to Fog here, because we're going to flashback... Oh. Huh. Assuming that was a misclick from our opponent to not attack. Yeah, opponent said so. Well, let's cycle the Fog. We could draw something better. Well, play Captive. Play Captive. Oh boy, this is a little risky. Flash it back. Draw a new hand. Play the Island. Pass the turn. Alright, that actually worked out amazingly well. So our opponent also gets a new hand, of course. We drew a Fog, though, and an Ulamog, and a Crush, and a Pull from Tomorrow, and another Fog. Like, everything we drew was super sweet. So now we have tons of options, ranging from just slamming an Ulamog next turn to something like Vitalist, Crush, replay some stuff. We could just try to live and pull from tomorrow to set up for the future. Opponent plays a Vessel. And these interactions often benefit us because we have more mana. So yes, our opponent's drawing a ton of cards. However, we have enough mana that we can redeploy our hand much faster. So we kind of break the symmetry that way. Kind of leaning towards the Crush plan now that we've seen what our opponent's doing. Yep, cracks Vessel. Gets an Advocate, I assume. Yep. Goes to combat. We are going to Fog here. So what do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana? Not enough to Ulamog and Crush. That would be sweet. If we could Ulamog, exile a couple lands, and then Crush. So we can just, like, Vitalist Crush. Opponent passes. Still not attacking. Interesting. Well, let's just Ulamog. Exile a couple of black sources. And pass the turn. Opponent's attacking has been odd. They missed an attack earlier and then missed... I don't know if they missed or chose not to attack. I'm not sure what they're worried about. Maybe they're worried about something in our deck, or that could be in our deck, but I'm not exactly sure what that would be. Ooh, Liliana Des Majesty. Alright, that's a big card. Creates a zombie. Mills a couple lands. I think Ulamog's going to get the job done, though. Opponent passes. We get a Fog. Well, let's attack Liliana. Since Ulamog's going to win by exiling anyway, I think. I assume... Alright, Liliana down. Pass the turn. So now I think we just Fog and win. I don't know what out our opponent has to our Ulamog. Hissing Quagmire. 4 cards in hand. Traverse with Delirium. Okay. So our opponent gets to search their library for something. Creature or land. I don't know what saves them here, though. There's no destroy target Ulamog creature that I'm aware of. Gets a Rishkar. Well, the problem is, our opponent might be thinking, oh, we'll just kill him, but... And that plan might have worked if we didn't have multiple Fogs. Rishkar. Would this have been lethal? Actually, probably. So I think our opponent actually worked into a position where they could have won. Because, yeah, they're pretty big. So I think we would have been dead. Thankfully, we have commencement of festivities. Fizzle the damage, untap, Ulamog with the attack. And we got there! Oh man, this deck is super good. Wow. Alright, well, we absolutely destroyed people. Destroyed people with blue-green ramp. Oh, this deck is sweet. Thanks for watching the video. If you're subscribed, make sure to hit that bell icon to get notifications for all the latest videos. It's a great way to support the channel for free, and you can find the next video right here.